Other news, in the country's capital city, where vendors at the day-to-day market have cried the poor state of roads leading to the markets, calling on officials to come to their aid and do something about it. Quintophon has details.
The poor state of roads in most parts of Cameroon remains a cause for concern. We are at the Atudi market in Yaoundé 1 subdivision, central region of Cameroon. The roads leading to one of Yaoundé's most busy markets is deplorable. Here, potholes, puddle, and on very busy days, traffic is the order of the day. Vendors in this market say they are saved from airborne and other related diseases thanks to early rains. What is saving us from this road now is the first rain that fell, helping us to breathe well, considering the dust, and because the first rain has touched the ground, we now feel better and comfortable. As the muddy road makes accessibility near impossible, this other vendor is calling on officials to come to their aid. They have to fix the way to the road because this road already has so much potholes and we were putting on rain boots. So that is why they are fixing the road. Business persons have further complained bitterly against the state of the road as they say business is slow as many prefer buying from other markets. Situated in Yaoundé 1 subdivision, where the Unity Palace is, many are calling on powers that be to give the road a facelift.
Hearts are yet to heal from Saturday's flooding after heavy rains in Boya, causing enormous damage on people's properties and unfortunately killing at least one person. This disaster comes as a result of Mount Cameroon's active volcano that periodically vomits its lava around the area as seen in Saturday's incident. Our reporter Julien Dambi compiled the following report to tell us more.
Cameroon has not been spared in the current wave of rapid and uncontrolled urban growth. Her settlement expansion presents a number of planning challenges, which has in fact led to disasters like landslides, flooding, just to name but these, as people build even in areas bad for settlement. While research efforts have been directed on urbanization and environmental problems, Cameroon's Vision 2035 has as a challenge the need for more sensitization on environmental protection and places for settlement. The case of Boya flooding on Saturday, March 18, 2023, has opened the eyes of many, especially the authorities, on the need to act now so as to prevent another disaster. Boya, located in the Fako division of the southwest region of Cameroon, is at the foot of Mount Cameroon of approximately 4,100 meters above sea level. The mountain has numerous side vents that aid in sending out lavas and volcanic materials during different periods of volcanic eruptions. These materials, including heavy rocks, subsequently pile up in layers around the mountain slopes. When heavy rains fall like the Saturday, March 18 downpour in Boya, the rock's fragments become soaked and hold high quantity of water, and as the heavy rains continues, the soaked and heavy rock fragments run down the slope on high speed and is often very violent, as seen with the mass destruction including loss of lives the rains caused on Saturday in Boya. As such, Boya city's demography and settlement has met a compelling man-made hurdle. However, the population keeps increasing due to several reasons like displacement, recent development including hospitals and schools, despite the impossibility for the city to expand, especially northward, that is beyond the upper farms prisons, for fear of the mountain's active volcano that periodically vomits its lava over the area as seen on Saturday, March 18, 2023. With the country still at the start of the rainy season, uncertainty looms for what more is to come in Boya as a result of the heavy rains, while the population is called upon to stay alert.
Julian Dambi compiled that report. The president of PCRN party and member of parliament at the National Assembly in Cameroon, Cabral Libi, has staged a protest yesterday, March 19, 2023, against frequent power cuts by Eyong. He took to the streets alongside some Yaoundé city dwellers, calling on investors to make investments in a country where, according to them, even the most basic commodity is regarded luxury. Catherine Ikongwe covered that in our reports.
Dressed in black t-shirts carrying the message "Enough is enough," the president of PCRN political party and member of parliament, Cabral Libi, has staged a march in Yaoundé, Cameroon's political capital. He is protesting against frequent power cuts by the electricity supply company Eyong. Honorable Cabral Libi, alongside other Yaoundé city dwellers, marched Sunday, March 19, 2023, under tight security, calling on investors to make investments in a country where even the most basic commodity is regarded luxury.
C'est un élu de la nation, un député de la nation, qui a lancé un cri de désarroi et qui a appelé ses compatriotes à partager avec lui ce moment de cri de désarroi. Cela est totalement démocratique.
Proud to the March 19, 2023 manifestation, Cameroon's Water and Energy Minister Gaston Elondo Isomba had invited Cabral Libi for a meeting to discuss frequent power outages after information following Libi's planned protest "Enough is enough." In the same light, the divisional officer of Yaoundé 5 subdivision, Mambaya Esomba, have issued an administrative order few days before the action, banning the planned public protest by Honorable Cabral Libi, who despite this ban pushed through with his plans. Note that this protest comes shortly after Cameroonians raised worries about poor electricity supply in the country, as Yaoundé city dwellers and Cameroon at large have kept their fingers crossed, hoping that the march by Honorable Cabral Libi yields fruits.
Local entrepreneurs in Cameroon have been schooled on the importance of branding their products and services. This was during a brand out seminar held on March 18 and 19, 2023 at Bonaprezo in Douala. Nuba Ivona tells us more.
The entrepreneurial sector in Cameroon has been subject to several challenges ranging from poor branding, market strategy, cash flow management to government policies. It is within this backdrop that the concept of brand out has been introduced with raison d'être to create a community of local entrepreneurs in Cameroon to network and develop their business.
Brand Out is just a networking event, a meetup for local entrepreneurs. So the whole idea is entrepreneurs in Cameroon, we face similar problems. So it's good that we come together, first of all, to show what we are able to do and inspire other people that, oh, we're able to do that. And they can be like, hey, I've been trying to do this. Who do you know that did this for you? And that's how we can network and create a community of people that help each other in developing their businesses.
During a two-day brand-out seminar which held March 18 and 19, 2023 at Ankaji Art Gallery in Bonaprezo, Douala, discussions were centered around the importance of branding, be it in the world of music, fashion, media, and other sectors. The brand-out seminar aimed to dish out guidelines for creating a brand.
Everybody wants to have a brand and make the brand stand out. We're not just doing some of our parents do, just open your store in the market and just sell without any brand. Now even the tailors, they're trying to brand themselves, you understand? Because now people are now understanding that when you brand yourself, you can differentiate yourself from other people because now the competition is high. So when you brand yourself, you can create that differentiation to show how you play.
According to Brand-Out founder Nobet Foy, it hasn't been a smooth ride uniting entrepreneurs and promoting homemade brands, and to him, commitment to the vision will help the brand stand out.
The journey can never be smooth because now the real joy that we have is to be able to overcome these hardships that come in our way. Sometimes it's more difficult than you plan. But at the end of the day, if that's what you have chosen to do, you have to continue, you have to do it and see it to the end. You have to keep pushing because what are we going to do? If it's difficult for everybody, if it's difficult for you, it means that for every other person it's also difficult. So you just have to compete harder.
To some entrepreneurs in the country, burnout has indeed reshaped their perception of entrepreneurship and branding.
I would say it's a very important event for Cameroonians who are aspiring to local brands, as it gives insights on branding strategy and how you can start building an idea, branding that idea and making it go public. And I feel like it will help me more in networking with other local brands and see how opportunities where we can partner, opportunities where we can, collaborate in doing a lot of the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Cameroon.
At a time when entrepreneurship is becoming even more tasking, those venturing into the field are reminded of the importance to keep their eyes on the prize.
Focus on your work. Don't get distracted too much. If you want to do something, spend time doing it. You don't have to go out to go and drink. You don't have to be cool and party and hang out with people if they're not trying to go where you want to go. So just take the time to go and work on your dream and work hard. You know that is wake up early mornings. Don't give yourself excuses, because I always say that it's very easy to find an excuse. You can blame anybody for why you didn't wake up in the morning and go and shop and do what you wanted to do. It's difficult, but you go there and do it. There are people that are having harder life. They are under the sun pushing truck, selling sugarcane. So it's hard everywhere. So if you really believe in what you're doing, you have to put in the time. Go in and work hard. Like wake up early, go to bed late. For a while you still have that youthful energy, because when you're old, you don't have this energy.
Be it graphic designs, footwears, clothing, bags, accessories, as well as other services, the place of branding in the success of one's business cannot be undermined in today's evolving world.
More than 13,000 young Presbyterians from PCC have celebrated their Diamond Jubilee across the national territory. At the Mongo Presbytery, the YPs, who converged at the Presbyterian Church in Bonoberi Douala, seized the opportunity to call for the return of peace in the two English-speaking regions of Cameroon, as we hear more with Dolly Ngonde.
We are never alone is a theme for their Diamond Jubilee celebration. Gathered here at the Presbyterian Church Bonaberi Douala are over 1,000 young Presbyterians from the Mungu Presbytery of the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, who have come to celebrate their 60th anniversary while calling on the restoration of peace and normalcy in the restive Anglophone regions of the country as they march on with peace plans.
There's an opportunity to go out for our fathers to support us in the northwest and southwest region of Cameroon who cannot celebrate freely, because to help us stop the crisis so they can come out and celebrate us.
While spelling out the moderator's message to the young Presbyterians, which has reminded them of their role as young followers of Christ to remain faithful while serving God and not man, the presiding pastor, the Reverend Mary Wilson Iduma, has also assured the youngsters alongside their peers in the crisis-hit zones of the country that they are never alone, as their 60th anniversary theme clearly states.
The theme for this year fits so well, drawn from Matthew 28 verse 20, celebrating at this time when the country is not stable. A lot of problems have been in our various regions, especially in the northwest and southwest regions, where this celebration would have had its peak. Thank God that even in the crisis, God has not left His children. And so 60 years God has been with us throughout, and 60 years God is still going to be with His children.
The event, which has seen a college of pastors amongst other dignitaries, has also featured activities like singing and dancing, craft exhibition, parading with a display of cultural integration, as well as the reading of the lessons for the day. And according to Bicharis, a member of YP Mabanda, this Christian movement is a training ground for many more activities, including this.
B stands for Bible studies, I stands for intercession, B stands for brain trust, L stands for liturgical singing, and E stands for evangelical dance. Apart from that, YP has other activities like the tracking, tracing, and parading. First aid. I'm going to thank those who joined us here to celebrate our Diamond Jubilee. And I pray for those who are in the northwest and southwest who didn't have the opportunity to celebrate this day with us. I pray that God take total control over them whatsoever they may.
Meanwhile, the question of how transformed these young ones like Sophia have become since they joined the movement will better be answered by Ate Patricia, another member from YP Mabanda.
Like when we have taught us how to make our hard work and learn and do something more bigger.
Meantime, since its inception in 1963 in Fotabe, with the naming of the first group being the Mamfe Youths, till 2023, the YP is celebrating 60 years of evangelism, moral upbringing, but not limited to capacity building skills, reason why, despite all odds, the YP keeps moving on.
In the meantime, the 77 states that make up the International Francophonie Organization today observed the 2023 edition of La Francophonie Day, aimed at celebrating the French language, cultures, and other values. Island Summer.
Going down memory lane, the initiative to create La Francophonie as an international organization dates back as 1970 in Naima, Niger, where the date of March 20 was chosen to celebrate the anniversary of the Agency for Cultural and Technical Cooperation. This agency marks the first step towards Francophone Cooperation, which will become the International Organization of La Francophonie a little later. International Francophonie Day is observed within the International Organization of La Francophonie's 77 member states every March 20 to celebrate the French language and French culture. However, created in 1988, the date celebrates the signing of the Naima Convention in Niger on March 20, 1970. Just like the British colonies, the French established French colonies, which led to the cultural and lingual spread in the regions which they established the colonies. Nonetheless, the International La Francophonie Day celebrates not only the French language, its rich and diverse Francophone culture, but also the values of peace, democracy, and respect for human rights that unite all members of the said organization. Note that the 2023 International Francophonie Day and the 23rd edition of the French Language and Francophonie Week from March 17 to the 25th, like every year, provide an opportunity for French speakers around the world to celebrate the French language in all its diversity, with 1,500 events taking place during the week involving 70 countries. Note that in Cameroon, like all other member states of La Francophonie, the French Language and Francophonie Week highlights the role and use of the spoken word in society and essay competitions involving 500 book stories, dozens of associations, libraries, schools, universities, museums, theaters, among others.
The sons and daughters of Lebanon in the Libyalem division living in America recently organized a health campaign in Menji to treat population for free following medical personnel who had fled the war and left the population out there in Menji helpless. Derek Jato was there and now reports.
These are people of Libyalem living in Libyalem division, victims of the war in the Anglophone regions, where there is near zero health care services. We turn to grass to treat ourselves, and living on back of trees as a way out to stay alive, he says. This is the story of Libyalem people. Medical officials had fled the war, leaving them behind to fend for themselves, and today they recount their agony to my Media Prime Television.
We were actually suffering. Children were dying ignorantly. Pregnant women were dying, very, very unbearable.
We will not be feel free, and for me, we just feel say the way one end.
Their tears did not flow unnoticed, reason why rescue has come from Liban Cultural and Development Organization, Likudu USA. These are sons and daughters of Liban in America, in partnership with Life Bridge International, Healing Beyond the Horizon, and Fiange Polyclinic dispatched a team of medical personnel with medication to consult and treat for free their people back at home in Menji, Libya Division.
We have registered a total of 759 patients who have consulted, done their laboratory tests, collected their results, and received free treatment.
In their numbers, the people came out to Menji from all over the BLM division, and the health campaign lasted for 4 days here at Mary Health of Africa Hospital, Fontem.
They're coming here for us is a kind of breakthrough. It's a kind of breakthrough because many people had the impression that Fontem is no good area. They have come and they have stayed here successfully. And then secondly, we were overwhelmed with the population.
Just knowing alone that they will meet a doctor again for the first time in 6 years was a therapy.
No, today passed fine for we.
For the doctor they have sent to us, we are very happy.
God will bless them. I thank them plenty because the Lord show we say, they nothing forget me.
And the power of Jesus.
Thanking Likudu USA for taking the lead. These people living in Libya division hope others will follow this good example. For basic communities like healthcare services will no doubt be another catalyst for a people almost flattened by the armed conflict to continue coming back home to their division, Libya division.
Thank you, Derek Jado. Still in line with health, many persons in our society do not know the need to see a dentist or to brush their mouth after every meal. World Oral Day, which is observed every March 26 to encourage everyone not to miss a rendezvous with a dentist for so many reasons, as Bukengo Kemiaworthy tells us.
Observed this year under the theme, Be Proud of Your Oral Health. The condition, according to experts, go way beyond the mouth.
The mouth is part of the body, and the mouth is interconnected with other body organs. Therefore means the mouth can have a problem, and the problem tend to affect other parts of the body. I take for instance, you have a toothache. This toothache has not been treated, it forms an abscess. The abscess has been neglected, it takes to another level where it forms cellulitis. Cellulitis has been neglected, it spread. When I say it spread, it can cause what is called septicemia, blood poisoning. Okay? It means it has affected the whole body.
Though a very important part of one's overall health, oral health is become one of the most neglected health issues, birthing many different health complications like heart disease, Alzheimer's disease, amongst others.
Poor oral health itself, it can cause toothache. That is the primary or the first ever problem. The second problem of poor oral health, it can cause bleeding gums. Bleeding gums. In such a way that your gums bleed to a point that you want to eat, bleeds. You want to brush, it bleeds. The same thing, it can cause an abscess. It can even lead to a dental abscess. You can see people with swollen jaws, with abscess. Now the same thing now can be complicated and spread to other parts of the bodies like blood poisoning. Blood poisoning means septicemia, the infection, that means the whole body has been infected. The same poor oral health can cause you kidney failures. The same can cause you heart attack, heart problems, heart diseases.
According to the dentist, some ways to help improve one's oral health include:
to improve on your oral health is very simple and practicable. You just need to have a brush and a paste. A good toothbrush and a good toothpaste. And you brush at least twice a day.
Laying emphasis, he says,
some of us that are not having that means or who are in remote areas, there is one thing I myself I grew up with, the chewing stick. The chewing stick is better than leaving your mouth without caring for it. You can have a chewing stick and you brush. The salt aspect in which people always use, yes, salt is good because most often in our cases, we also say that salt is acting like an antiseptic, but it's not good to be abused. Things like charcoal, wood ash, and the rest, they are not, advisable.
With an estimated 3.5 billion people worldwide suffering from a kind of oral problem such as dental caries, gum disease, oral cancer, and more, making a regular visit to the dentist at least once a month should be a priority, as early diagnosis is key for early detection and treatment.
And out of Cameroon, history is set to be made in Nigeria's political space as a woman may emerge as the first ever female to be elected governor in the country after Saturday's polls. Senator Aishatu Bonani is 35,000 votes away from beating the incumbent governor of the Adamawa state. Joingong reports.
Senator Aishatu Dahiru of the All Progressives Congress APC is on the way to make history as the first elected female governor of Africa's largest democracy. The 51-year-old politician may emerge as the first female to be elected governor in Nigeria after Saturday's governorship poll in Adamawa State. Following most of the results collated in the state, Senator Aishatu Binani is giving the incumbent governor and PDP candidate Amadu Finitiri a tough battle for the state's top position. Going by the results declared so far from 20 of the 21 local government areas, incumbent Governor Finitiri maintains his lead in the gubernatorial election. However, Binani's hope relies on securing a large victory in Fufure, the only local government whose results are yet to be formally declared. From the results announced this far, Mr. Finitiri is leading with over 35,000 votes. APC's female candidate will need to surpass the current gap to be declared winner of the election in the state. Aishatu Dahiru Ahmed, also known as Binani, was born August 11, 1971. She represented Adamawa Central Senatorial District in the 9th Assembly. She was formerly a member of the House of Representatives for Yola North, Yola South, Jireh Federal Constituency as a member of the PDP from 2011 to 2015. She is currently the chairperson of the Senate Committee on Sustainable Development Goals. In 2021, she was announced as the APC governorship candidate for Adamawa.
And in sports, Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting will miss Cameroon's 2023 AFCON qualifier games against Namibia, both home and away, due to back injury he is yet to recover from. He equally missed Bayern Munich's last 2 matches and could be down for almost a month. Rigobert Song Bahanak has immediately replaced the striker with top goal scorer of the ongoing MTN Elite One Championship, Emmanuel Mahop, from Kanong of Yaoundé, and PWD of Bamenda's defender Itabawak to also fill the gap of injured Fai Collins and Vincent Abubakar, who also will miss the first game at home due to the red card received in the game against Brazil last December during the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Matches counting for the 17 in the MTN Elite 1 Championship and 19 in the MTN Elite 2 Championship went on the way this weekend in stadia across the national territory. Let us get results of the games in the following report. Elite 1 and 2 fixtures programmed last weekend produced exciting results with games staged in the nation's capital city Yaoundé, economic capital Douala, Garoua and Bafoussam. In match days 17 and 18 of the MTN Elite 1 Championship, PWD of Bamenda recorded a significant 1-0 win over Aigle Royal of the Menoir to end the latter's 9-game unbeaten run, and it was PWD's 24-year-old pivot man Lionel Christian Ateba who scored the lone goal. Njiko FC put the surprise results in these fixtures by trashing Stade Renard of Melon 4-0 at the Banjul Stadium in the West region. Meanwhile, Canon of Yaoundé picked up a 2-0 win over bottom place Renaissance yesterday to go top of Pool A, while the latter remains in the danger zone and risks being relegated. Colom and Eding Sports settled for a 1-1 draw. And in Pool B, Bambutos continues taking charge as leaders of the pool with now 27 points after a 1-0 win over Union of Douala at home in Buda. Gazelle managed to outsmart Yafoot at home in a 5-goal thriller. AS Fortuna beat Fauve Azul 1-0. Dragon lost to Apejes on full by 2-1. And Young Sport Academy of Bamenda succumbed to a 1-0 defeat to Fovu Club of Baham. A game which saw Yosa's captain Tegemo Emmanuel suffer a shoulder dislocation and could cause him stay away for the next 10 weeks or more this season. Over in the second tier championship, Unispo of Bafang, Aigle Royal of Kongsumba and Raseng emerged victors over Fonta Street, Bafut Rangers and Ofta of Kribi respectively. Equally, Leopard of Douala picked up a dramatic 1-0 win over RS Lausanne of Yaoundé yesterday, a game staged at the Bipanda Omnisport Annex Stadium. The sports story puts a cap on today's edition of the news, which was supervised by Editor-in-Chief Faith Tata and of course produced by Ewane Nolinga. My name is Macdella, Eyong, Bisong. Have a good night and happy new week once again.